Well, good morning, everybody. Tim here at Rat Daddy Studios with another Sunday morning model cars and coffee. Went and got some coffee this morning and just trying to wake up. Busy weekend, of course, with the 4th and yard work yesterday and helping my mom out at her house. My mom had a wild pig get into her yard and absolutely annihilated half of her front yard Friday night. We have them. We don't have them right here, but my mom has them in the area she lives in, and this has happened before many years ago. But you could just see where the thing came down the street randomly rooting around, and for whatever reason decided to take residence in her front yard and just tore the hell out of the place. So, unbelievable. I was trying to get it on the camera. Of course, I couldn't get the mouse to work on her security camera so I could see the thing, but hopefully he was just passing through and that doesn't happen again. But God, I just sodded her entire front yard last year. And I just made a comment last week in her. I said, you got one of the prettiest yards in the neighborhood now. So that didn't last long. Anyway, modeling. Let me see. Let me get some more light going here. Bit of everywhere. Hang on a second here, guys. I'm gonna crack the blinds here. Sunlight, little other light, so a little bit of everything going on here. Okay, so hop over here first. Working on the holiday hauler. So hold this in. Whoa! Just dropped it square in my lap. Let's haul this over here to the bench. All right, so I got the cab painted. I did this in a base coat. It's called Snow White. That's from Tropical Glitz. And then I cleared this with House of Colors Cosmic Clear with a green pearl in the finish. And it's funny because it actually kind of changes from green to kind of a pinkish red in the sunlight. So Christmassy. That's what I wanted. I wanted a Christmas theme. That's what I'm working on. I got the chassis cleared last night, and this is I left this all in Orion silver, and then I cleared this. I put a ton of kind of rainbow flake in there, kind of give it that little holiday glitter, a little elf glitter there on the frame. So that's good. I'm painting a bunch of the other components. I've got a lot of the other little odds and ends painted, and I'm working on the other. I may go out and paint the box this morning. The box is going to be done in candy apple red. Humidity's been really bad this weekend because we've had a lot of rain, and of course it's hotter than hell. So, so anyways, I'll play that by ear here in a little while. I may go out and do that. The big Camaro you can see sitting here, and nestled down inside of it is that 3D printed 572 big block. Obviously the blower's not going to fit under the hood I've got for it, but even with that high cal induction, you can see these motors. They're it's subtle difference, but bigger heads, just a little bulkier everything, a little more width, but this motor does drop right into that chassis. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with this. The blower won't fit that comes with this, but I'm talking to Joe over at 3D Custom Parts. Talked to him yesterday about maybe a short tunnel ram with dual quads, which would be like this. This is a 1/16 scale version. Obviously, that's a little too small, but I think something like this would fit. If we keep even in scale, would fit under this hood. Also, just another option is this kind of cool. I think this is like an EFI type thing. 4 ports and it's got different size velocity stacks. It's got tall ones and it's got some short ones, which is really kind of cool. The only thing is with this, I don't know much about it. I really don't know how to plumb it. I know it's you can see the fuel rods here, and I'd have to figure out. Of course, I've got Chuck Darnell in my corner, the master mechanic. So he can generally tell me anything like that I don't understand, which is a lot of the time, because especially newer stuff, I don't understand it as much. But I'm kind of hoping for the short tunnel ram. I always like the tunnel ram. So, of course, the tall one came with the kit. No way to adapt that. Again, way too high for the hood that I've got, the high-rise hood, but I want to keep everything just kind of packed in underneath there. So anyway, just kind of I'm starting to go through the parts list here, figure out what I'm going to do as far as painting, what colors. Again, the body's going to be white with some pearl in the finish. I was originally going to mix blue and red in the pearl to kind of go with this red, white, and blue theme. But I'll tell you what happens is mixing that red, it turns that clear pink, and I don't want the car turning pink. That's what happened to my large-scale Corvette when the red from the styrene came through my silver base coat and turned it pink. So I don't want another pink car. So I may just stick with the blue and the flip-flop on there, you know, and the pearl, and pick up my reds and blues in the other body components, in the chassis, the interior, all of that. So I'll figure it out. We're early on. We've got 8 months for this, so not rushing this, and I really like this. So I am going to start doing a little body prep. Not much to do, but there is a seam right down the middle. I've got to sand that out and get that smooth, so I want to get that done. Let's see what else. I think I covered just about everything the other day. Oh, well, let's give a shout out here. Got a shop card from Jim Crutchfield. Jim's at Southwest Florida Scale Model Builder. And there's their card, or his card, excuse me, and his email, some of his builds here. Nice stuff. Yeah, nice note there on the back. This is kind of cool. You could cut this out if you wanted to. North Fort Myers, Florida, so he's not too far away. And he sent me a cool sticker to go with it, so I'll find a spot for that. Jim, thank you. I appreciate it. And pretty sure, what is this? Yeah, it's just one sticker. Almost looked like there was a second sticker back there. Anyway, all right, so thank you. Got that out. Other than that, that about covers it for right now. Just got to get some paint work done. Weather's starting to get just nasty. We're getting a lot of storms in the afternoons, but it's really kicked the humidity up, really kicked the bugs up too. A lot of mosquitoes right now, and the usual gnats, which are terrible about dive bombing my paint jobs in the garage. So even with the fans running out there, that's always an issue. I was really happy to get good paint on that cab for that truck the other night. It just came out. I did that in the evening, and just temperatures are really good. That's one thing with the rain, it cools things off and kind of knocks that humidity down. But I sprayed yesterday morning a lot of the base coat silver on some more parts, and it was turning white on me a little bit because of the humidity. I cut down my air pressure. I'm still wanting to do it. So anyway, I may go out this morning and go out and see what it feels like out there. And I'd like to get the candy apple red put on that that box body, because that's going to be a big chunk of the work. So I'd like to get that done and get the engine block, you know, paint. I'm doing it in candy red also. I think I'm going to do the interior box in the candy organic green. So kind of Christmas colors, you know, the red and greens, kind of mix that together. So yeah, that's where that's headed. So that's kind of a fun build. I'm having a good time with that. Again, got inspiration from that from one of my Instagram buddies, Kent Forrester. Thank you. His build was just really cool, and I really loved it. So I really wanted one of those kits, and I got some ideas for the interior of the box. I don't know if I'm going to follow through on Chuck and I kind of putting our heads together on stuff. He's like, oh, you need to put some lighting in there, you know, because I've been buying these little cases of Coke bottles, and what I was going to do is kind of build a false wall inside of both the doors and stack those cases of Coke bottles in there. And Chuck's like, oh, you ought to backlight those with some LEDs, you know, light up those Coke bottles. It'd be cool. And he said, you could even in the back, you could do the shape of a Christmas tree, you know, and backlight it up that way. So I don't know, I might do that, but might not get that carried away with it. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So, the imagination just starts rolling. But I do want to do the stacks of Coke bottles. Like, my idea was to build like a secret Santa's workshop inside of there, or like have a Santa's dragster or a hot rod inside of there in the box, in a little workshop area, and have it kind of hidden by those Coke bottles if you were looking through the doors, and then have where the door would open, a secret door would open, and you could walk in there, and have the shop in there. So that was my idea. So I don't know. I'll see how I'll follow through on it. Again, I'm not in a rush to build that. It'd be fun to have it done for Christmas, but we've got time for that too. So that's 6 months away. So yeah, no rush on anything, which is what I like. Anyway, all right. Well, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. 10 minutes already, and I got more stuff to do today around the house. So just got most of it done, the yard work and stuff. But time to get off my butt and get to work. Oh, I did find this one little cool. Let me show you this. This is a cool piece. Hopefully you can see this. This Volkswagen camper piece here. Let me just take the camera out and I'll get up there. See if I can do this without shutting everything down here. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I found this little camper set at Walmart yesterday. So you got, that almost looks like it splits in half, but I don't know. And it's got the little trailer and then the little combi with the luggage rack that goes behind it. But cool paint scheme. That was cool. It's an M2 piece. That was cool. I don't know if I showed you this one either. That's another M2 piece, a Maui and Sons van that kind of complements this one, but got some cool surf graphics on it. I picked that up sometime in the last couple of weeks, but that was a neat piece. Yeah, so anyway, all right, my shaky hands back, put this back in the rack. So yeah, I don't think I got anything else. I did pick up a few Hot Wheels. Oh, this is a cool piece for you Hot Wheels guys. This is a box set of the tuned cars, and this is neat. I mean, it's got you got the little tuned truck, the surf vehicle, which I love this one. I like the little surf woody wagon. It's got a little surfing pineapple. This is a Camaro, and it's a red, white, and blue Camaro. Right in here for the contest, right? Or a group build. And you got the little kind of Indy racer there, and then this wheelie thing, which has never been one of my favorites, but, is what it is. But I like these little tuned vehicles, these little trucks and stuff. I think are cool. Yeah, so that's a neat little box set. I don't know if I showed you guys either that I can't remember. I might have showed you this early on. This is out with the Legends Tour display. They reissued the original rally case with the big red line on it, which I think this is really cool. I mean, this brings back big memories from when I was a kid. That original artwork. They changed the artwork on the inside. It's got, let's see, pop this here. Kind of along the same idea, but they use some of the updated models on it, some updated artwork instead of the original Cars artwork, but still pretty cool. So and this was not expensive, so I was happy to grab that because I had the original rally cases. Had one of them from my childhood, and I sold them years ago like a bonehead. Probably shouldn't have done that. I did find this one, the custom auto with this paint job, and the custom auto was actually, this was a car that was on a lot of the original packaging and box art. So, and it really wasn't, it's not a real car. Otto comes from the name of the guy that did all, his name was Otto, that did all the original artwork for those box sets. And although his last name evades me right now, it seems like it was like, anyway, something with a B, but I can't remember. I'd have to look it up again. I have the artwork. I have some of his history somewhere. But I like this one with the blue lines on the rims and stuff. See, nice paint. So, but that, yeah, they started producing this die cast, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, maybe a little more, kind of in his honor. He just died a few years back. But he did all that original artwork, you know, like on this case up here, the original race case artwork, all those bright colors, you know, that really would catch a kid's eye. And that's, I mean, I love all that original box art, and a lot of that original packaging art is really cool. And it was all done by the same guy, which is awesome. That's quite a legacy, you know, for all those years. So anyway, okay, guys, we'll cut it down here now at 15 minutes, and I will see you guys sometime this week with some updates. Hopefully next time you see me, I'll have the box for the truck and candy apple red. Excuse me, sorry, ate a Danish this morning with my coffee. And hope you guys are all working on something. I really hope you guys are going to join up with this group build that Mike and I are sponsoring. It's be fun. Burgers and beers, and it's just fun. Kind of a you know, homey, all-American fun build. We're keeping this really loose, and just want to have a good time with everybody. So you got 8 months to build, and you can do what you want to. I think Mike kind of loosened up on the strings on this too. So, you know, you don't have to do red, white, and blue. You can build a red, white, or blue car. You know, that's, I think he said that the other day. So that's cool with me. And I think that kind of gets away from the all-American theme, because I know we have a lot of builders from other countries and stuff. So, you know, and you, so that's not restricting you to that red, white, and blue. But there are some really cool red, white, and blue race cars out there, you know, early drag cars and stuff. And I know there's several kits floating around out there. I think somebody had mentioned one of the Chevys the other day, the 55 Chevy, they had in red, white, and blue. And they were looking for an excuse to build that, and that's a nice kit. So, you know, so there's a lot out there to do that we can do with this. So anyway, just the main thing is to have some fun. And I'm going to start rooting around the attic here sometime in the next week or so. And we're going to do some giveaways to kind of kick this thing off a little bit more. And I'd like to do that, you know, every few months. You know, we'll give away, you know, 3 or 4 kits, and keep this interesting, keep everybody's interest. So hang in there. Glad you stopped by. Hope you have a good Sunday. Enjoy time with your families or whatever it is you're doing. Maybe you get some model building time in, but always good to talk to you guys and bring you into my home and my modeling corner. And I'll try to keep it interesting, keep everything going as much as I can. So I've had, you know, been battling a few little issues here the last few weeks, a little bit of depression, you know, and I'm trying to stay upbeat, but, you know, sometimes the routine every week and every weekend and stuff kind of gets to you, you know. So I'm going to try not to drag myself down with that stuff, and keep moving forward and keep busy. A friend of mine called me yesterday morning to check on me and see how I was feeling. And he goes, "Man, how many of those models do you have built?" He goes, "It looks like you've got a shit ton of that stuff in your house." I said, "Yeah, I do. I've probably got a couple hundred build-ups, you know, between display cabinets and a lot of stuff in plastic tubs, you know, especially these days with a lot of this large-scale stuff I'm building. I don't have room to put all that stuff out. So, yeah, I probably need to start selling off some of those old build-ups or something, you know, or giving them away or something." So he's like, "Oh, that's a good hobby, though." And it is a good hobby. It keeps it interesting, keeps things progressing, and it's exciting, you know, to me when we, you know, kind of have, you know, some of these group builds, although I can't participate in a lot of them because I don't know, I'm at this point in my life, I'm just going to build what I want to. I'm not going to build because of any kind of contest or, you know, theme. But this is fun, you know, and it's a good group, good bringing everybody together. So all right, I'm going to go because I'm rambling, and finish my coffee, and go out and check the temperatures in the garage and see if it looks like good paint weather this morning. So maybe I'll get some work done. So I will see you guys later this week. Have a good day. Thanks for coming by, and I'll see you soon. If I can get my camera to turn off, I will see you soon. Come on now. Goodbye.